Hey fire signs, what's going on? How are you? So, if you are a fire element, that being Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or have any of these placements, this will be your new moon solar eclipse, new moon in Libra solar eclipse reading. All right, guys, you gotta apologize. Oh my God. You gotta know, it's nothing for you to apologize. It's me to apologize. If my energy is a little kind of I'm tired. This is the last element. You guys are the last. I had a few more, and so after doing those and now wrapping up this new moon reading, it does take a lot out of you, especially when you got other things that's going on. It's almost like, wow, this element reading is being uploaded. I'm doing other things, had to step out and multitask. And doing that in between uploading these readings and what have you, it can begin to catch up with you. So I just think that it's catching up to me as I am sleepy. But we're going to get through this, and I'm not going to give you guys less of an energy, okay? So I'm going to refresh myself. I'm going to spray some Florida water to kind of pick me up. It's so refreshing, Florida water. If you want to perk up and feel re-energized, get yourself a bottle of Florida water. All right, guys? So, with that being said, let's get right into your reading. So, as you can see, like I said, this is a solo eclipse that is under the sign, or it's attached with this new moon in Libra. And so, with that being said, my fire signs, we are going to tap in. First and foremost, before I do that, I wanted to give you guys just an overview, as I did with bear with me. We're going to get through this. I promise you. So as I did with the other element signs, that I'm going to give you as well a quick overview as to what, and a little bit more detail as to what this solar eclipse will mean for you. Just so you know that as well, the solar eclipse is, the effect of it will extend for 6 months. So even though it is an effect for 6 months starting from tomorrow, because it starts tomorrow, up until I think the 6-month period where it will phase out is like I think April. But nonetheless, what I have done in terms of your layout and the cards that have come out for you, as with the other elements, I'm giving you guys a heads up in preparation. So the layout is going to focus on the 3 months. And because whatever you will see as a possible challenge, right? Whatever might be going on for you individually, even though this is a collective of you fire signs, it will impact you differently, of course, because not everyone's issues will be like yours, right? So with that being said, I did pull out 3 cards that will ultimately represent 3 possible challenges for you guys, but as well, I wanted to give you a heads up starting from this month and giving you up until the top of the new year, the first month of January. So you're getting a bird's eye view as to what and how this eclipse might affect you in terms of the challenges, and other things might come up, but as well, whatever it is that you might experience for between now and the end of the year, on the top of January, it will kind of spill over still for the remaining of the 3 month of the 6-month period. So I hope that made sense to you. So without further ado, let me just right quick just to go through the overview so you guys can better understand more or less the messages that will come out and how it will correlate with you guys under this solar eclipse. Okay, so the new moon phase is attached, as I said, with a solar eclipse, and it's an eclipse of 2 important things: transformation and realization. Let me rephrase that again. This eclipse is focusing on 2 things, okay? Transformation and realization, okay? How so? Saturday morning, October 14th at 10:55 a.m. Pacific time brings a very special lunation. Not only is this new moon an eclipse, but there is a remarkable presence of Aries, known as the dwarf planet, And its energy is related to that expression, no holds barred fight for continued existence that is fundamental when making a stand for what one believes stands for, especially of ourselves. And so that feminine energy of Aries, the energy and the attitude of it will help us with our own soul intention, allowing us to go really deep into depth within our psyche, encouraging us to find our deepest values and act upon these as we make our way forward. So that will be, as what I just mentioned, that will more or less be like the realizational aspect of this eclipse. Now, when it comes to the transformational aspect of this eclipse, this is the planet Pluto, that it's been said that have been featured in recent new moon configurations, pointing to our inner moral compass. The moral is that these are very extreme, difficult times here on planet Earth, and as can be seen with the two unrelentingly, unfortunately, wars going on currently. So with world events and planets that are at play unbeknown to us, the relevance of this is that unexpected events are still in the works. And so more than ever, we need to find within ourselves the courage, faith in the universe, and ourselves to go on. And in speaking about ourselves, there's also planet Chiron in the mix and helping us, that will help further and heighten ourselves to go on. I said that. I'm sorry, guys. So let me repeat this again. Let me go back. So, planet Chiron is going to further and heighten the focus on our deep emotional healing that represents the deep layers within us that exist. And that translates to the tarot card of the moon card, because the moon is representative of our deep feelings, right? It's like the inner core, that deep emotional feeling that we have, that all of us have. And now Chiron is also an archetype that is that of the wounded healer. And the tarot energy for that is, if you are familiar, will be that of like the Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands, it's representing that of a wounded healer. And with that, it represents, again, inner wounding as a result of some unresolved early childhood trauma. But the relief of knowing that is that behind this eclipse is that it allows us the possible potential to transmute the healing of such issues. Therefore, this eclipse highlights an opportunity to find our way forward in spite of and even with the aid of our own internal wounds. So in closing, this solar eclipse new moon will give us a great deal of ammunition to fuel us in finding our most authentic self as we move forward to proceed along our destined path. All right. So now that you that you fire signs, I'm really sleepy, guys. I'm trying hard. So now that you fire signs understand a little bit more about the solar eclipse, let's get right into your spread. Okay. So like I mentioned before, I am starting off your reading with pulling a card from the Sun's Oracle deck. And the Oracle deck that came out that is going to represent you guys' solo theme for the next 6 months was assertion. And I think that pretty much speaks for itself. So there is something that you guys will be looking to assert. To assert means to take action. And I think we actually got your energy that came out in here, because Wands is connected to you guys' element, that of fire. So it's highlighting the need for you fire signs to assert yourself in one way or the other. All right. Now let's jump down into your possible potential challenges. Remember, I pulled 3. And so the first potential challenge that you guys might face, but as I mentioned with the other elements, that I feel that it's not challenges that may come up. It may come up, but I feel that it's challenges that have already been experienced from you. And so basically, I feel that in essence, a part of you have perhaps realized it, but it's like you will fully realize it because during this period, by becoming fully aware, to realize it, to be aware of what the challenge is that you're dealing with. But the goal is to overcome that. And so again, I feel that for some of you fire signs, as we go through the possible challenges, I feel that you have already been dealing with this, and so this eclipse is going to help you to take action, assert yourself, so that you can overcome it, so that you can begin your change, begin that transformation. Without realization, you really can't change. There is no transformation. For you to be able to transform something, you have to realize something before that change can occur, if that makes sense. So the first challenge that came out possibly for you guys was Mother, Father, God. Now when I look at this card here, and if you look closely, this is someone that look like appearing to be connecting to source. But at the same time, when you look at Mother, Father, God, that does speak about connecting to the divine, the universe, our highest a being, right? But in essence, it's also speaking about what we exude within, right? Tapping back to the message in the overview about finding our inner compass, right? Because within all of us, there is a Mother God type of connection that we have, right? But in order to maybe really utilize that, we need to at some point connect with the universe to help us to tap in more with our soul. So that is one aspect of what this means. But also the Mother God can also point to Mother Earth. So there might be a need for you, some of you fire signs, to connect to nature in one way or the other, right? This person here in this illustration is like on the grass. They may be barefoot, but nonetheless, they are on the ground. They are on the grass. In some way, they are, in effect, connecting to Mother Earth. So it might be, like I said, a need for some of you to maybe connect, because anytime we connect to Earth, to nature, in retrospect, there's where somehow we are infused with energy, but positive energy. So if some of you have been not your best self in the past months or weeks, this eclipse in some kind of way is going to be, if you will, like some type of a recharge to you, right? And give you the energy to overall assert yourself, right? Even you fire signs, you can get weary, you can get tired. You are still human, right? Even though you are go-getters, you Aries, and even though you guys, like Leo, have strength and courage, but nonetheless, you still is human. You can burn out. And so with that being said, at the same time, if that happens, Mother, Father, God here is saying, rejuvenate yourself. Take some time to connect. Take some time for yourself to connect, right? Because whatever it is, it's something that you have already experienced, I feel, up until this point, that where it has hurt you, or whatever it is that's going on in your personal life, you have come to a point where now you are coming to realization that something has to change. But before you can get there, you have to go within, right? That inner compass. And sometimes to be able to get answers, to get and find some type of solace, sometimes it calls for us to kind of disconnect from people, the outside world, if you will. Because in this image here, there's nobody else but this person. So to me, it's like saying, find a place of solitude where you can gather yourself. Even meditation. When I look at that, I think about meditation. But finding your happy space, finding some type of a space that you can find a way to reconnect with source, to reconnect with whoever your belief system is, because that is what it's pointing to. And for that it has come up as a challenge, I feel like, again, that some of you have been struggling in terms of connecting, right? To bring some sort of balance into your mind, body, and soul. So again, it's about soul searching. And the soul search, you should be able to create a space that you are able to go within. Now, the two tarot cards that came out is the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. So the Three of Swords is connected to a few things. But for this particular reading for you guys, this is your own self-hurt. So like I said, there might have been something in the past couple of months, past weeks, that you have been disappointed about, that have made you sad, that has got you in low spirits, right? Because Three of Pentacles is not the best, it's not a good energy. It's a energy of sorrow. It can be. It's an energy of sadness. So some of you, you might have been in an energy of feeling sad in some way, been feeling disappointed about something. But whatever it may mean for you, next to the Ten of Pentacles, it's time for you guys to kind of, like I said, take a step back and to think about the overall picture. Think about your life, because I always connect the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Most times, it doesn't have to be, but most times to like a life review. So I feel that during this 6-month period of the solar eclipse, you guys will be doing like a life review, because the 10 and the King of Pentacles is security, right? When you think about Pentacles, it is associated with your financial security, with stability. But I feel that some of you, in terms of asking yourself, am I where I want to be? Have I achieved what it is I want to achieve in life, in my life? Is my life at a place that I can feel content and happy with? And if the answer to that is no, then somehow you have to disconnect and find that solitude, find a way to connect, more importantly, with yourself, because we all have and exude a connection with ourselves. Before we can really connect with anyone else, we need to connect with ourselves. And then while connecting, then we are able to also connect with the universe, with our spirit guides, whoever your belief system is, if that makes sense. Now, the second potential challenge that came out was manifestations. Okay, so we already know what manifestations is about, right? It's almost like in tarot, like the Nine of Cups. It could also be like the Star, when we're manifesting, right? Setting our intentions. And maybe some of you might have set your intentions. Maybe you have already realized something, and you're asking Source to help you to get back, to assert yourselves, to get back out there, and to help you to bring your manifestations into fruition, right? Again, I think that some of you may have been in a period of being down and out, and you haven't been able to assert. Hey, fire signs, I apologize. My camera shut off. Didn't realize that my battery went dead on me. So I had to give it a couple of minutes just to give it a little juice so I could finish you guys reading. So I do apologize. Anyway, I think I left off with the second challenge, that of manifestations. But we didn't get into the two tarot cards that came out to kind of further add what was the overall message behind that second challenge. We got the Queen of Swords next to the Seven of Wands. So this is you guys' energy, because Wands, as you know, is connected to fire element. And so basically, again, thinking about pretty much what I was saying before my camera cut off. When I look at this is basically, when I look at the Seven of Wands, let's start with the Seven of Wands. It reminds me of what I mentioned in the overview, that this eclipse was going to go back, because it was of importance. And when I read that and I saw that the Seven of Wands came out, I said, I'm going to point this out again for emphasis. So remember, if you recall in the overview, I mentioned that this energy of Aries, it was going to be related to that attitude, that phrase, no bars, no hold bars fight for continued existence that is fundamental when making a stand for what one believes, especially that of yourself. And that's exactly what the energy of the Seven Wands is. It's standing up for yourself, right? Protecting what it is you believe, right? Not being or allowing other people to say what you should do, right? This is coming into realization of what it is that's best for you and your actions as you overall assert yourself during this 6-month period. Now, the Queen of Swords, actually, if I mention King, the Queen of Swords is at the same time sorry guys, I just got an alert. Something with the batteries. Probably don't have enough. So before it cut off on me again, I want to just get through you guys reading. So the Queen of Swords is someone that is very strict and very firm. But when it comes to yourself, guys, or when it comes to other people, you need to stand up to them. And the Queen of Swords is very representative of that energy, of that attitude of standing up, right? And anyone or anything that comes in to kind of block, if you will, your manifestations or block what it is that you are trying to go forward with as you are looking to transform, the Queen of Swords cut out anything that do not serve her best interest. Or if anyone tries to come and tell you what it is you should do, if that makes sense, right? So taking that energy of Aries to stand up and fight and protect what it is and how it is you believe, and being able to succeed, because ultimately this eclipse is going to help you to remove and to block out anything that gets in your way. Now, the last challenge that came out for you guys is listen deeply. So basically that's what it's calling for you to do, guys, to listen deeply within yourself. Not only listen, but going in deep to yourself. Listen to yourself, listening to your intuition. Because it's interesting, as we jump down to the two cards that came out, was the Moon and the Tower. The Moon is, going back to that overview, is going within your soulful connection, right? That I want to be looking back because it was something, and I did this with the other element. I wanted to pinpoint a particular way in which I mention it. I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. But anyway, it's about utilizing this eclipse to give you the ammunition to fuel what it is that you're finding, but being your authentic self. So when you listen deeply to yourself, right? Because to me, that is the most important. Listen to your own intuition, not what other people's opinions are and what it is that they are trying to assert for you. You are looking to assert your own self because it's you that have to make the change, right? Now, when you do follow and go within, go real deep into your inner core, to your emotions, like the Moon, which I did present and mention in the overview, then and only then, by you taking the advice here from Spirit, when things come up, it won't take you off by surprise, because you have in fact already have prepared for the unexpected. It reminds me of that saying, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So I kind of get that type of energy that you guys are looking to see what it is that you need to prepare for so that it doesn't catch you off by surprise. This can be pertaining to a person, place, or thing, because the Tower is an energy, for one thing, it's about shock. It's about unexpected events. And I did mention in the overview that we are still in like a period of time that things is going to come up unexpectedly that we're not aware of. But if we are psychologically, if we are emotionally prepared, right, then it will not take us off by surprise. Okay? Now, for most of you, that is what I pick up when it comes to this tower. But in other aspect, if it's in fact involving someone else outside of you, where you are perhaps in a relationship, then to listen deeply, and this challenge came up for one of my other elements. I don't remember who, but it came up for one of them. And it was referencing that if in fact you are with somebody, you're a person or in a relationship, where maybe you haven't been, maybe you've been too harsh, or maybe you haven't been listening to your partner, this will be the time to kind of realize that maybe I haven't been as emotionally connected to my partner. Maybe I haven't really given them a chance to express themselves. So maybe for some of you, to listen deeply might be pertaining to someone that you are connected to in a relationship. But overall, it is about you guys, because I see a lot of energies that is just one person that are in these cards. But at the same time, it might be one or two that this message might apply when dealing with someone else that you are connected to, right? But nonetheless, the tower, going back to this energy, the tower is in speaking about foundations that is not solid, that is shakeable. And at any time, if there's nothing that you can prepare for to kind of keep you from collapsing, then that's exactly what will happen. Even for ourselves, if our foundation I'm sorry guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up because I'm going to lose, I don't know what's going on. Again, speaking about that foundation, if we are not grounded or if we are not balanced, then we lose sight of ourselves, right? If the foundation by which we have going on in our home, in our environment, with other people, in our personal relationships, if it's not set on solid ground or a solid foundation, it will collapse. So overall, my fire signs, when it comes to these challenges and when it comes back to your overall theme of assertion, know what it is ultimately that will be best for you as you move forward. And then as we close out, the card that came out from Spirit as your final advice is regeneration. And that is key here, right? When you think about assertion and regeneration, in order to see some type of change, as you do metamorphosize into becoming a better version of yourself, standing up for yourself, right? You are in fact, as you regenerate, you are in fact showing and expressing your true authentic self. And to be able to do that, it's not by allowing other people to come in and block that. All right, so let me repeat that again. As you change, metamorphosize, and transform, you are in fact expressing and staying in harmony with expressing and being in your authentic self and moving forward toward your destiny. We all have a journey. It's just that our paths are going to be different, right? We're not going to really have the same path, but we all are on a quest. We're on a journey to assert ourselves to our higher self, right? So my fire signs, that is what I got for you. I hope that it was very helpful. I hope the messages was clear. I want to apologize for the disruptions that we had. It didn't happen with the other elements. Things happened, but I got through it, and I feel that overall I did give you the message. So if the message did resonate, if you feel that you identified, let me know in the comment section. Share your feedback. As well, send some fire to that thumbs button to give me a like. But by any chance, if you feel that the message didn't quite resonate, or if there was something that did resonate, but you feel still curious and would like a more extended detail reading about how this eclipse will really hit you on a more personal level. I am open for personal readings. Information will be in the description box where you can go ahead and book your private session with me via email, because there is where you will be giving a more tailored reading pertaining to your situation and your energy. All right, fire signs, until then, you all have a wonderful and a blessed Friday night and an awesome and a high vibrational and assertive weekend ahead, and an extending throughout this 6-month period during this new moon solar eclipse. I'm signing off now to kind of wind down and to fall asleep, have a little wine, get into my weekend. So you guys go ahead and bring out the Chevrolet, bring out the sparkle of champagne, whatever you want to do, my fire signs. Go ahead and get your sparkle on, starting from tonight. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome weekend. Peace, love, and light. Thank you. Bye-bye.